1st, 2021 for returns or exchanges. But this is a very kind of holiday hour with a lot of holiday, you know, card making and items. So we're gonna jump into our first item, which is a Crafter's Companion Christmas card bundle. This is a complete kit. You get a full set of dies, embossing folders, stamps and papers, and I hope you love vintage. I was looking at these, all the different pages in these 12 by 12 sheets. They're double-sided, but they're just absolutely gorgeous. I did spot like a tea set in there. Of course, I went crazy for that. You guys all know there it is. I just showed that to you guys. There it is. I love that. You know, I collect tea sets, teapots. But Sarah is standing by and is going to take us through the show. Sarah has created this line, started out in university, in her college dorm, as we say here in America, in uni is what they say in the UK, and it became a business. It really is a kind of like from the ground up business. It started out as a passion and turned into a global business. Oh, there she is with a BFF as she was getting ready to have a baby. I love that picture. Very, very exciting. And Sarah, I don't know if you can see, but I am wearing purple today. Of course, I've got my purple on. I'm all ready for you. Do we have
purple?
Sarah?
Absolutely gorgeous.
So I love vintage. We're talking vintage to start the show out with.
Oh, it is, and can I just say, this is one of those classic looks, Helen, that never goes in and out of fashion.
Right.
You know that literally people are going to be in love with vintage the whole time. Now, if you have a little look at what you've got, you'll see everything in the collection. Now, you know when we do a collection, Helen, we do not do a collection by halves. So you've got the stamps, the embossing folders, you've got the gorgeous die sets in there to create that whole look. So if the card you're looking at there, those fabulous poinsettias are created from scratch with individual dies. The background is that wonderful embossing folder that gives you all of the detail and cuts in at the same time. I mean, look at that. I mean, that is just fabulous. And it's when you see all of that, those papers, like you said, the paper pad, Helen, really underpins everything in the whole collection.
Agreed.
So you've got the paper pad as your starting point. We worked with an amazing artist. She's actually an American designer who put together the paper pad for us. And she's literally, you'll see on each page, it's got so many different elements for you to pull out certain bits of the collection. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through everything that we've got in the range, because I think it's important for you to see everything and then see what you can make. So I'll get my little pile out, my little stash here, okay? First thing you'll see that we've got is this fabulous all-over background die set. Now, this die alone, when this launches at retail, because obviously this is an exclusive HSN launch for now, it's going to be over $20 just for this die collection. So you've got this die collection, then we've got the actual vintage Santa Claus himself. And what we've done with this one is we've done a stamp and the outline die cut to match, Helen, so that you don't have to worry about cutting this out. You can literally stamp it. He is amazing to colour, and then you've got the die cut. Now, edgeables, my favourite type of die that we do. We've got some more coming up later in this show. You've got the gorgeous edgeable design. This is how it's going to cut out on there as well. Then, you know, we talked about the poinsettias. So within the collection, you get two dies. This is the poinsettia one, and this is going to cut out all these individual pieces and emboss all of the detail onto them. You get the poinsettia and then all of the matching foliage that goes with it, where you've got the little leaves, the sprigs, everything that matches it. Then I've given you four big Christmas sentiments. So we've got Peace on Earth, and can you see with each one you can either cut the detail, the shadow, or put the two together. We've also got Merry Christmas. We've then also got Season's Greetings, and then we've got Christmas wishes. Now, it doesn't stop there, because you've also got two embossing folders, both of which are cut and embossed. So they give you this lovely frame. So these are brilliant if you're doing like photographs at Christmas and you want to put your own photographs in. And of course, the cornerstone of the whole range is that paper pad. So literally, you get all of that. Should be well over $150. You are getting it at like a today only value. Really, it's one of our big launches for Christmas. It's It's the first time you're seeing it. And I think it's when you see some of the samples, Helen, that you just fall in love with this range.
You know, I have a question, Sarah, because these 12 by 12 papers are double-sided. Doesn't that
Yes.
like sort of expand what you could do with them? Because any kind of folding and pop out, you see it on both sides, because most 12 by 12 paper is not double-sided like this.
Well, I've done that on purpose, Helen, because what you've got is you've got gorgeous designs that you can do all of your card creating with, but you can also use it in your box making. If you want to do cards like this, you see, where you bring the outside of the card in as well, it just gives you more flexibility, more versatility. Yeah. Look at these ones here where we've used that gorgeous edgeable on the top. I mean, this has to be one of my favorite cards. It uses that stamped element. It uses the papers. It's got that edgeable cut across the top. These poinsettias are just absolutely off the chart fabulous to kind of put together. But whether you're doing little projects or maybe you haven't gone for our advent calendar, maybe you're making your own advent calendar this year, what about doing a huge project like this with all your little own mini bits to open at Christmas? I think that is an absolutely wonderful project. But do you want me to walk you through all those papers again, Helen, so you could have a good look at it?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a huge kit. It's a complete kit, because what you're getting is dies, folders, stamps, and papers. And then when you talk about the 12 by 12 vintage double-sided, these are some of the most beautiful pages I've ever seen. You're getting all of this. And remember, FlexPay today is only $29.95 vintage. And also, of course, the dies, the stamps, the embossing folders, that's part of your permanent collection. So it's not a consumable. This is something you're gonna have year after year after year after year, and that makes the value even more. It's really amazing. You know, there's never been a better time, Sarah, to kind of hunker down and enjoy doing some of our paper crafting, because it's something you can do safely at home. You can do it with your family, your kids, and it's like you don't have to feel guilty that you're missing out on anything, because there's nothing to miss out on, right?
Well, you are going to be making all of your own Christmas cards to do with this collection. I can guarantee you that, because it's literally everything to get you started. Now, have we got time to make a quick card, Helen?
Yes, go ahead. Absolutely. 3.5 minutes.
So can you see this die set, the one that I said was one of my favorites from the collection? The idea is that you can take out, for example, one of the dies, and if we want to pick out some elements from this range, like look at this, we want to pick out just the Santa Claus, or we want to pick out just the little angel here as she is. Every page has all of these different elements, you see, that you might just pick out some smaller elements of. This is the one that I've picked for here, and you'll see they're all designed to size perfectly in conjunction with this die set. So what I've done is I've used this die to cut out a couple of those elements. So I've got my little Santa Claus here, and then also just one of the bits of backing papers. And I've used the outer die, actually, to cut out 3 background squares, just in some cream linen card. So let me show you what I thought we could make with this, because a really clever technique, this one, okay? So what you do is you take one of your squares, and I've put a score line right across the middle so that it folds over, and then also another score line at the bottom like this. So can you see that? It makes that sort of shape. And then what we do is we take the second one, and I'm going to put a little bit of tape just along the back of here, and we're going to connect these two perfectly up together. Right? So that is going to stick there, and then also a little bit of tape right around the bottom of this one here, and stick the third one on top. And then what happens, it's as if by magic, this one, it forms what we call an easel card. So can you see you've got this like step together easel card, and then that perfectly fits the Santa Claus in the center, and you can literally layer everything up. Now, if you look at this one here that I've done, Helen, what I've then done is I've used that beautiful easel card, but I've layered on the ribbon, I've got the Santa Claus, and these poinsettia dies. I'm going to show you again all the dies in the collection, because I think it's important that you understand everything you're getting, and there's loads of them now that you've kind of seen what's in the range. So yes, you've got the stamps. That was the die set that we just used that had all of those components on them. Then one of the key components is that Santa Claus stamp and die, which is just fab. He's amazing to colour in whatever colouring medium you like to work with. Then you've got this one here, which is your edgeable design, which is what you'd seen we'd used on this card here, where we've used that beautiful edge design cut over the front of the card. Now, these are the poinsettias. So can you see, you saw me use it on this card here and how we'd create our own little poinsettia flurry, or even these ones here. You can see just how big and bushy you can go. You've got all of the poinsettia pieces and also those matching little sprigs to go with it and just finish everything off. You've got all of the sentiments, the peace on earth, the Merry Christmas, the season's greetings, and then the Christmas wishes. And then definitely, last but by no means least, those two fabulous cut and emboss folders, which all work perfectly with the paper pad.
This is a huge, complete bundle. I'm excited for all of you that are picking it up. You're going to have wonderful cards from, you know, years and years and generations to go with all the amazing dies, stamps, embossing folders, everything that you're getting here. And also, of course, that huge pack of 12 by 12 paper, which is amazing. 48 sheets in all, and those 48 sheets are double-sided. Here's some examples on the desk as well. It's brand new. It's exclusive. We have a lot of things. The whole show is the only airing. Don't forget about FlexPay, but come with me. We're not going to be doing a full presentation, but already crazy popular. You guys, oh my goodness.